Hey, good morning, everyone. Brian Hoops here with Midwest Market Solutions. This is Market Insider TV and our opening commentary. It is Wednesday. It's April the 9th. Good morning as we take a look at our trading day ahead. Well, we're starting off grains higher and some of the outside markets lower, so we expect cattle will be under pressure again this morning. You see the equity market, stock market down about 80 points. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on with that market, but it's been down most of the morning hours. Tried to recover in the overnight, but has turned lower here once again. The dollar is sharply lower. As we've been mentioning, the dollar is going to be weaker, in our opinion, because of the tariffs. And with a weaker dollar, it should bode well for our grains, and it should bode well for gold and silver. They're up pretty decent this morning. Gold's up $72, silver's up about 50 cents. Gold will continue, I think, to be the leader here. Not so much on inflation concerns, but more off of weakness in the U.S. dollar index. You can see natural gas is down. Crude oil down sharply this morning, another 6% loss. I think this is the first time we've been below 57 since 2021, so let alone $55. We are down here quite a bit in that crude. We'll talk reasons why here in just a second as well. Grain trade, 2 3/4 better. Corn overnight, 2 1/4 new crop. Beans 2 higher, November down a penny, and the wheat's firming up 7 3/4 in Kansas City off of the dry weather forecast. 4 3/4 in Chicago. Gains overnight. All right, we'll start talking about some of these markets in here, but follow us on Twitter, Midwest Markets, and Brian Hoops for latest information, text service as well. And I'll be doing RFD TV Wednesday, Thursday, Friday mornings this week, as well as Monday of next week, so 4 days in a row on RFD. All right, weather-wise, after some weekend rains in Brazil, 6-10 day is mixed. The U.S. model's showing below normal rainfall, but the European model is a little bit wetter. It could lead to more export business and should support corn, this drier forecast, as that drier weather in Brazil would lead to a smaller crop and more U.S. corn exports. Winter wheat plains, I think, remain drier than desired. It's going to start warming up. The crop is certainly coming out of dormancy now and badly needs some rain, and we're not receiving much of all in that plains area. So crop ratings Monday could be down once again. Tomorrow is the supply and demand report for the month of April. After USDA left corn exports unchanged last month, trade is expecting at least a 25 million bushel increase in exports and that much of a decrease in ending stocks. So ending stocks for corn estimated at 1.51 billion bushels, down 30 million from March. Soybean stocks virtually unchanged at 379 million from last month, and wheat stocks 825 million, up about 6 million from a month ago. So not much change really expected. Minimal production changes noted in Brazil and in Argentina. All right, overnight, well, a couple days ago, the U.S. hiked tariffs 104% on Chinese goods. That'll start today. In response, overnight, China announced tariffs of 84%. That's up from 34% starting April the 10th tomorrow. That has pressured not only the stock market, which we noted was sharply lower, but also crude oil market, which is sharply lower and having big losses this morning. Those big losses here, because China is a huge importer of crude oil from the United States. They also import petroleum gas and soybeans, although they haven't bought any soybeans this year. A lot of machinery, electrical equipment comes from the U.S. into China. All these industries could be hurt in response to the Chinese tariffs. But it's crude oil that's showing the most weakness this morning as that trade war continues to ramp up and impact the markets. This week's Cattle Facts show list, it's down 2,600 head, about 229,000 head on the show list. However, cash calls are lower, steady at best, lower this week as the futures market has been lower. We closed yesterday mixed with April gaining against the other months. The problem going to be this morning is the stock market is down. That's going to pressure our cattle futures as well, as a lot of that sell-off occurred after the cattle market closed yesterday. Iowa Southern Minnesota weekly hog weights 292 pounds, up slightly from last week, and we're full 4 pounds heavier than year-ago levels. All right, we'll shift through the news and update things on Twitter as the day progresses, and as well as our text service. So check that out and go online, MidwestMarketSolutions.com. Sign up for our newsletters. This has been Brian Hoops. Good luck and good trading, everyone.